Natasha.
Debbie.
Show.
The show.
Welcome to it. Just two patriotic girls.
Learning about the world.
So please, don't take us the wrong way.
Welcome to the show.
Now, we know you guys are used to seeing us sitting here reacting to a video, right? But we don't only just do that, and we don't do it all the time, but we do give original content every now and then.
That's right. And about a year ago, we did one of those, and today we have another. The one we did a year ago was originally called 10 British Words and Phrases that originally shocked and confused us.
Exactly. And today we're doing part 2. Finally, we had asked during that video, which we will have a link in the description of this video for part 1 if you want to go back and watch it if you haven't already seen it. We had asked during that video if you guys wanted a part 2. We got a resounding yes.
Yes.
So we apologize for being 13 months late. But hey, better late than never.
That's right.
Hopefully you feel that way.
And you might be asking yourself, now where did you come up with this?
Yeah, where'd you get these 10 British words and phrases that confused you and shocked you?
Right?
Where did we, Debbie?
We got those through the comments of our YouTube videos. We got those in our one-on-one meetings on Patreon. And we also got those in our live one-on-one chats on Facebook.
And comments on Facebook,
And
too.
comments on Facebook, too.
Conversations as well. So these all came from you guys. You guys gave these to us. And thank you. And also, we're not so sure about the thank you on some of them. Now, we did take this list. And I did this with the first one, did this with the second one. I called a bunch of friends here in America, family members, and I asked them the list, and I asked them, do you know these? A couple people really surprised us and said they knew. One was actually pretty popular for, I think Debbie and I may be the only Americans that
maybe.
don't know it. But most of them, a lot of people were a little confused on, or they had heard 1 or 2 or 3 and didn't quite know the meaning of them per se.
Right.
We think it's a good list. We think you'll appreciate it. You'll probably laugh at us. If you don't, something's wrong here. We're laughing at us. And that's what we're going to start right now, which is the first one that I'm embarrassed and ashamed of admitting. But let's go ahead and start with number 1.
Number 1 is jacket potato.
People on Facebook that have been watching us for a long time on there are laughing already.
Yes.
They know.
You might remember Natasha's. But when I first heard jacket potato, it was back in, the Guy Fawkes video that we did?
Yep. People were commenting about it.
Yeah. And I just thought it was some kind of different potato that you guys made over there. I really had no idea what it was. So I just kind of blew it off like I knew what you all were talking about. So, Natasha, now you can tell what you thought.
In my defense, my wife, I always say, is smarter than me. And in my defense too, it's only me. I promise you, no other American or other brain on this earth would think what I thought, but it was a ridiculous...
Kind of makes sense.
No, it's stupid. What I thought was so stupid, and I said this on our Facebook Lives, and people were laughing at me. And I'm like, okay, that's clearly not what a jacket potato is. I pictured, kids at the bonfire roasting a potato, and then putting it in their jacket pockets, walking around with their potatoes to keep warm. I don't know why. I mean, it's in the title, jacket potato. You put the potato in your pocket, in your jacket, and you walk around with it to keep warm. How many of you just unsubscribed? I see you. I see you. I see you. I see the dog unsubscribed. Crap.
Man. Come on. I mean, jacket potato, it could be a potato that goes in your jacket.
Or it could just be as simple as what we now know it to be, a baked potato.
It could be. That's clearly what it was. Let's move on to number 2.
I'm embarrassed.
A different kettle of fish.
That is a different kettle of fish right there.
That is. Sure is.
This one occurred during a live Patreon session with 2 patrons, actually. And they were chatting. I stepped away to grab a drink. I was still in the same room, and I heard one of them say, "Oh, that's a different kettle of fish." And I looked over like, what? Let me grab my pad and pen real quick and write that one down for this list, because that's about the most British thing I've heard in a long time.
So that definitely made the list because it's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, and again, of course, we obviously know what it means. It's pretty simple, but it's just nothing I had heard before. But the interesting thing about this one is the one that most of the Americans I talked to knew. We did not.
Yeah, we hadn't.
No. And from what we've understand now, it's an older term that I think the older generation in our country had used here.
Yep.
And what's funny about it,
we have since heard it in some shows and
a couple TV
and
shows.
a movie.
Yeah,
I
we're
think.
like, what the heck? We're both like screaming at it like we're watching we're watching your football. Like, why?
We're like, what? They're saying it. Why haven't we heard of this before? But now we do. So now we're caught up and we're up to speed with everyone.
I mean, I still can't stop picturing a kettle with a bunch of fish in there, like just raw fish, which is not something I really wanted to visual on.
Or different kettles with different types of fish. Like a fish market. I don't know.
This is the visuals in our head, but it still wasn't something we had heard before. Now we get it. Okay.
We got it. So
Let us know if we have any Americans here watching this, if you knew any of these or didn't.
True. Let's move on to number 3. Piece of piss.
You guys crack us up because there's one word we know that our British friends love, and that's piss.
It sure is.
So in America, we only really use the word piss for urinating, and that's not that weird. Urinating and
pissed off.
Being pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we know take the piss, things like that, but then piece of piss, huh? We heard another one of our friends on Facebook saying this, and it's like, wait, what? What? Why? No, really? That's a thing? You say that? That was exactly our response.
It was.
And I'm like, so hold on. Like, do you so you're saying like piece of cake, like it's easy, like piece of cake. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, but I don't get it. That's liquid. Like I have a piece of cake, and I'd take your piece of cake. I don't want your piece of piss.
No.
That's just gonna go right through my hands anyway. But it was just weird hearing that one. I don't know how common that is. I've only heard it the one time. I'm not heard it otherwise.
Yeah, that one's definitely different for me. I don't really like the word piss. It just sounds so dirty and nasty.
Are you taking the piss right now?
I am taking the piss.
Number 4, and this one's hilarious, okay? So this one was in a lot of comments of our videos over the last, almost 2 years we've been doing this.
Yeah, it has.
And we just kind of brushed it off. And that one is simply, you know your onions.
Now this was actually in an American expression.
We did some Googling.
We did. And it showed up in an American magazine in March of 1922.
Did you know that? This is actually an American expression, but apparently didn't stick over here, and it went to you guys somehow. And, but not one we had heard of before. And,
no, we sure hadn't. I thought it was typos in the comments.
I know. And then we recently had a Patreon dinner with one of our patrons, and she brought it up. And I'm like, yeah, what does that mean? All right, so do you remember what it means?
It means that you know your stuff, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're knowledgeable.
You have knowledge, something like that.
So this whole time, we were getting all these cool compliments. We didn't know.
So thank you for the compliments.
But I don't know that we really did know our onions or do know our onions.
Apparently we didn't at the time.
We didn't know our onions, but now we know our onions? Does it work that way? You guys know your onions.
They definitely do.
It's a little embarrassing. Number 5 makes me laugh. And it's probably gonna confuse you guys a little bit as to why is this something that would, I don't know. It may be so common for you that it may just be weird to bring it up. And that is, what are you like? So, okay, I the first time I heard this, I was a little taken aback. And it came off in a different kind of connotation. You want to say that?
What do you like? So, kind of meaning that, what do you like?
That's the way we took it.
What are you into?
In a sexual manner is the way we took it initially. And I still have a hard time. I still don't know how to respond to this when I hear this. But I was, being kind of goofy on a Facebook Live, and one of our Facebook friends, it said, Natasha, what do you like? And I'm like,
what? Huh? What? You don't need to know that.
Now, it's funny. I recently saw an interview with, I can't remember what actress it was, but she was working over in the UK. And she actually said that was something that threw her off too, and it made me feel less weird. But what are you like? We get it. We know what it means now. It's kind of like, our American equivalent of that is, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that one totally took us back, and just didn't quite know how to take that one at first.
Yeah, and I think it's cute now, and I get it.
Yeah.
So just acting goofy and stuff like that, and acting silly and just being whatever. We've gotten that a couple times, and it's just been funny, especially with our one-on-one with Patreon.
Yeah.
And our patrons like, what do you like, Debbie? What do you like, Natasha? And it's just funny to us. And I think I've said that to 1 or 2 people here, and they just ignored me.
Yeah, we're like, I don't know what she said.
And you're like, what are you asking?
Number 6 is pudding.
Hear us out. Hear
Yes.
us out. So, this all started with, was it our like 3rd YouTube video or 4th, something like that. We went to
think so.
our international market, Jungle Gems, and everyone told us, get Yorkshire puddings. And I'm like, yeah, I'm down for some pudding. Because in America, some of you know, pudding is its own dessert. That is the dessert,
Yes.
pudding. And it's, some people have asked, you know, what is that exactly? And I know you guys have some, I think you do. Is it kind of like mousse? Kinda. Mousse is still better.
Custard?
Kinda.
Yeah,
But not-
kinda. It's kinda.
Kind of like those two things. So we went to go buy Yorkshire puddings, and I remember Debbie handing them to me to put in the cart, and they were from the frozen section. And I'm looking at these going, I don't see any pudding. And then you,
I said, well, maybe it's inside, and after you bake it, the pudding's in there. I don't know.
well, imagine our surprise when we baked it and it came out of the oven. We're like, where's the pudding?
Right?
I thought they were gonna actually have pudding in them because I think pudding in America might be a lot different than pudding in Great Britain. But this just looks like a biscuit to me. Hearing the word pudding being used as an all-encompassing dessert was something really surprising to us. Very surprising. Because
Yeah.
again, that's a dessert here.
Yes.
So I have the funniest sentence for Americans that'll totally confuse the hell out of them. So for pudding, I'm having biscuits.
Huh?
I'm having biscuits for pudding.
What?
Use that on any American.
It will definitely confuse them.
And I don't know that you guys would actually have biscuits for pudding. I'm not sure that you would, but I just think that's hilarious to use to. I've used it on
It
a few
definitely
friends,
is.
and they've been like, "What? Hey, what do you want for pudding?
And we've,
Pudding? I would like some pudding for my pudding. How about you?"
right, exactly. And yes, we do know how to use pudding now in a sentence, and we know what you guys are talking about. And yes, I have made Yorkshire puddings from scratch
She makes great
and
ones.
at home.
She makes great ones, but I still like messing with people and saying,
Yes, exactly.
So for pudding,
it's
you're
always
gonna
fun
have.
to say that.
You guys ever? Do you ever have pudding for pudding?
Uh-huh.
I want to know. Number 7 is one of my favorites on this list because of what Debbie thought it was. Wind the baby. We heard a friend saying this about their grandchild. For any Americans watching, it means burping the baby. Take it from here, my dear.
So I get home and she says, what do you think "wind the baby" means? And I said, I don't know. Make the baby fart?
And I just looked at her and I'm like, how would one do that, Deborah?
And I said, I have no idea how you do that. But that's what it sounds like. Because breaking wind is, you know, farting.
Who
So
says
wind
breaking
the
wind?
baby.
Unless you're 85 years old, you don't
Well,
say breaking
still.
wind.
I just didn't get it. That's what came to my mind when you asked me, what does it mean?
I died when she said that. So I'm like, how would you fart a baby?
Hang on, I have to go wind the baby.
Yeah, you could use it. From now on, can we all just agree to change it? Can we all say if you have to pass gas, fart, whatever you want to call it,
That you're
just
gonna
say,
win the
hey,
baby.
I gotta go win the baby. You know, like men will do if they have to go to the bathroom. It's
Yeah.
like, or go piss. I gotta go drain the lizard. You know? Instead, from now on, if you have to pass gas, fart, whatever, just say, I gotta go win the baby. I gotta step outside. Can we all do that? Can we make a pact here on this channel, on our show? Welcome to the Crazy American Show. We'll be here all
Fun,
week.
isn't it?
Number 8 already. Now, you caught this one in a live premiere on YouTube during the live chat, and I had no idea what was happening.
Number 8 is, I'll go to the foot of the stairs.
I still think this has to do with Cockney rhyming slang. I looked it up. I did not find that. I found that it was Northern England. So, what does "I'll go to the foot of the stairs" even mean?
Well, that means you're surprised or amazed.
And I am surprised and
It
amazed at
does
that
not,
being the
it
answer.
does not mean that you're literally going to go walk to the foot of the stairs and stand there for some unknown reason. It means you are amazed and surprised. I now know this.
And I still don't understand that, but I'm still confused by this one and shocked because it's a long way of saying that. And yeah, we'll have to. I did look up the original origin. I just don't remember what it was now.
Yeah, I don't
But
remember either.
that popped up a couple times later in a couple other comments, and I just.
Yeah, in conversations. Yeah.
Again, let us know how common these are. And if you guys are enjoying this type of content and you want more original content, we'd love to provide it. So just let us know in the comments. We're getting close to the end of this video already. It's crazy. Number 9 is it's funny in several ways. You're gonna laugh at this one. It's. You want me to do it or you want to do it?
I'll let you do it.
I knew you were going to say that. It's the word daft. Ironic, isn't it?
We've been daft in this video.
We now know it means silly or foolish. I honestly only heard that word in reference to the group Daft Punk, and I really thought that word only came from the name of their group.
True.
True story.
And I had never really heard anyone use the word daft before, so I really just never thought about it because I never heard it before. Heard of it along with the group.
Right.
Never put any other thought to it than that.
And this is another one of the ones when I asked American friends, they knew this one. And so the thing is, and the ironic part is, I'm feeling awfully daft about not knowing what daft meant. Which we know now is silly or foolish.
And be kind in the comments. We are being honest and open and
a little vulnerable by telling you these things.
Very vulnerable.
But it's true. I honestly had only heard of that word in reference to the group Daft Punk.
True.
So, but the word daft it's a cool word. I like it. It's very British.
It is.
And I'm going to try to incorporate it. So this leaves us to the last one on the list. I can't believe we're there already.
I know.
Again, in the description of this video is linked to the first one, the very part 1 of this. I don't know that there'll be a part 3. More than likely not. But go back and watch the first one if you haven't seen it. The last one of that one is hilarious.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Those were some awkward ones. But this one, I will say, for me, was probably the most confusing one. So before we tell you what it is, this one popped up in I was actually YouTube comments and in the community posts. And I saw it the first time, gosh, months ago. Probably 6-8 months back. And
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And I showed it to you like, what? Is this? I thought it was a typo. I legitimately thought it was a typo and just kind of waved it off like, I don't know what that was. And then it came back up a couple more times. And it was always on posts we'd make of like, hey, thank you for 50,000 subscribers. Thank you for 55,000 subscribers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so the last time I saw it, I finally said, I'm going to ask because I feel really stupid. So I did. I said, what does this mean? Number 10 is...
It is more power to your elbow.
More power to your elbow. United Kingdom, why? I mean, come on.
What's my elbow doing that it needs more power to it?
We're acting out.
Powerful.
I think I just hit my microphone. More power to your elbow.
So you can, like, elbow people?
So we now, I asked them what it meant, and they told us it meant to encourage someone or express approval of their actions. At which I said, well, thank you. Would never have thought more power to your elbow was to encourage someone to express approval of their actions. We're both thankful for the comment.
Absolutely we are.
But it was perplexing. I mean, getting there and getting here, not sure how that works. But it was interesting to hear it. And
yeah, that one definitely confused us, and we're so glad that we're learning all of these new phrases that we can use.
I also just feel silly. I feel daft, not realizing we were actually getting some really incredibly nice comments and compliments.
Yes.
And didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't realize.
So for anybody that did post any of these things that were complimentary, for one, I'm sorry, and two, thank you. Now we'll hopefully know I don't know if you say it that way. Know our onions better. I don't know that works. But we know our onions now.
Yes, we do know our onions now.
And more power to your elbow, especially if you hit that like button. It takes a little bit of power to. This is bad. This is bad American humor. It's not even humor. It's just tacky, cheesy stuff. But that's the list, guys. That is part 2 of the 10 British words and phrases that have originally shocked and confused us.
We hope you guys enjoyed watching and hearing our version of what we thought these meant originally.
And just the list itself. We take it seriously. We don't just throw things on lists that are just things to fill it up. We actually took this 13 months to compile this part 2 to make sure we had stuff that was genuine, that really was confusing for us. And, like I said, we do our homework and go out and ask other Americans and, you know, really the ones on here that really got people's attention that they knew was different kettle of fish, the word daft. I enjoyed this list. I hope you did too. You know, I'm gonna go win the baby here in a second. And I'm sure you want to go to the foot of the stairs right now.
I do want to go to the foot of the stairs.
I gotta stop with this. If you guys enjoyed the original content, let us know in the comments. We hope you had fun with this, laughing at us, maybe with us.
Hopefully with us.
Oh, they're laughing at us, trust me. And I think we should go also, you know, get some.
We need to get some pudding.
Get some pudding. What kind of pudding you want?
Oh, I don't care.
Some pie?
Chocolate.
It's just weird. We're gonna try to make it more, you know, common here for us to say these things, but it's so different. I mean, it is true, you know, the whole English language is just, man, I think I'm just thankful it's my first language, you know? It's
Exactly. Could you imagine being a second language?
My native language is English because this alone is confusing, and I couldn't fathom having to understand the differences back and forth between other English-speaking countries. I think it's fun to learn it though, and hopefully you do too. So thank you guys so much for watching. We really hope you had fun with this episode, and we will see you next time. So until then, please, as always, love like jazz.
Be as strong as Tyson.
Bye.
Bye.